All right. Oh boy, here we go. Growing up, I always excelled at athletics. Athletics were my life. I think it's just natural, really, whether you excel or not, to want to win, to want to be the best that you can be. While I probably had some sort of attitude around this, I was always made fun of for wanting to win, for wanting to be the best that I can. So much so that I would purposely lose. I would purposely do things to show my friends that I don't care. This is something that I really regret. And it's something that I actually am working past now. And there's a few things that I did to work past these things. And you're probably watching this, and this is something that I think of even just bringing it up because it's kind of embarrassing. Oh, boo-hoo, Zach, you've got some trauma about being athletic. That's your trauma? And I said this to Chris, and I said it to Mark at the dinner table. I was like, this is just a silly thing, to talk about because so many people have so many bad things that happen in their life. And Chris interrupted me very abruptly. And he said, no, this is very real. But he said, if you want to punish someone, scold them or put them down when they do something bad. But if you really want to punish someone, put them down when they do something good. I hid just about everything from my parents. I hid relationships I had with girls, things that I wanted to do. I snuck out. I did really bad things. And my parents would never know. My sisters, I would never tell anyone anything because all I really cared about was my friends. I cared so much about wanting to be in my group that I would perform not as good. If I could go back and just shake my previous self and say, what the fuck are you thinking? You think this shit brings you value? But that person probably wouldn't listen. My college career in lacrosse hit me like a ton of bricks. I carried this not caring attitude to a place where they pick the best in the country to be on your team. You are the small fish in a big pond. And I took that attitude and I had a horrible college career. A total failure. That 12-year-old version of me, the 12-year-old that was like, I'm going to play Division I lacrosse. I know it. And I'm going to do great things. I let that person down. And when I think about it, when I really break this down, I think it's because of this tendency to just want to fit in with my friends so much. So after college, I joined a CrossFit gym. And something I realized is I wanted to get stronger. I wanted to get faster, better. CrossFit turned into weightlifting. And when I realized that I could be better at weightlifting, my values switched. That was something that was seamless. I didn't make that decision. And all of a sudden, I went 3 months without touching a drink. And what I realized was, had I made the decision to say, you know what, I'm going to stop drinking and I'm going to focus on this, I wouldn't have done it. But it was because I was lucky enough to have this seamless movement into wanting to perform better and wanting that and wanting to feel better that I ended up defeating that old version of myself that wanted to fit in so much. Those friendships started to fade. And now I'm at a point in my career where I really realize what those friendships were. I still love those people. I really, really do. But when I look back, those are the people that were in the room, that were in the school, that I kind of resonated with at the time I met them. When I was 12 years old, 13 years old. I'm a different person now. I change. They change. Now I'm at a point where I'm really only friends with people that I admire. And that's the second major thing. Not just being friends with people that make you feel good, but actually people that you look up to. I never thought I would say this about somebody that I look at as kind of like an equal, like a friend. But like Chris Williamson, he is probably my best friend. And I can't tell you how much I admire the guy. I can't tell you how much I look up to the guy. Mark Bell. Jesus, I met Mark Bell 2 weeks ago, and we've hung out with each other for about a week now, and we're as close as I could potentially be. And still, I look up to Mark Bell. I admire him. This could happen to you, by the way. And so something that I would suggest for you is to find something that's outside of your friend group and see if you like it. It might be something as simple as the weight room, it might be weightlifting, it could be golfing, whatever. And the pursuit of that thing, you will find people that you admire and they'll like you and you guys can become friends. And next thing you know, the way that you're growing, the way that you're changing, you will not get cut down like I was. I like to think about some of the biggest problem areas in the country, somewhere like the south side of Chicago, the gang center of like the planet, basically. And a lot of times we think of socioeconomic factors. We think of single parent households and those being big factors, which they are. But I don't think we talk enough about the social construct amongst peers. Imagine if a kid from the south side decides to gain an interest in really anything. The moment that that individual shows any sort of difference from the plan that's going to go forward, which is joining a gang, that person is going to be eviscerated for it. Definitely emotionally and likely physically. They'll literally beat that person up for caring, for wanting to improve. And the reason for this, because I can't think of any other, is that that person is holding a mirror up to the person attacking them. And they're saying, hey, you know, this is something that you could be, this is something that you could be doing, and you never did it. And that person's going to see themselves, and they're going to be like, I had things that I want to do. I had hopes and dreams, and now I'm not doing that, and this is a horrible feeling. F*** you. Cutting down people for excellence is f***ed up. And if it's happened to you, please share your experience in the comments. I know you're not alone. I hope there's something that you gained from this. If anything, this was pretty relieving for me, pretty therapeutic, and I really appreciate you guys listening. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.